Okay, so tonight, we're going to talk about Life 9 probiotic, and then I'm also going to talk about the Kids Sense probiotic too. So having a probiotic is so important. So having a good gut in general is important. Whenever our gut is healthy, that's when our immune system's healthy. That's when our respiratory system's healthy. It helps with sleep. It helps with weight management. A good gut is so important. And like I had mentioned before, many Young Living supplements have to do with the gut. And in fact, I've been sharing Young Living for almost 5 years, and I have not even, I feel like it's just the tip of the iceberg. This is a supplements reference book, and there are so many Young Living supplements, so many of them. It's a lot, and I haven't even used like all of them at all. But just know that the majority of the supplements that Young Living has is healing the gut. So the Life 9 probiotic, I used to buy a very expensive probiotic way before Young Living, and I thought, okay, it's amazing. You know, it has all these different strains of bacteria, like it's perfect. Well, come to find out that brand that I had gotten was like 13 billion active live cultures. This one has 17 billion active live cultures, 17 billion. And the reason why it's called Life 9 is because there's 9 different strains of bacteria, and they all have different purpose. But the majority, what happens is normally our gut, it has good bacteria and bad bacteria. Normally the foods that we like to eat, like the junky food, maybe you don't eat so well, that's us sometimes. Sometimes we're just on the go. You grab Whataburger, you grab pizza, you grab whatever. And our bad bacteria feed on that, and they love that type of environment. So what probiotics are is they're the good bacteria that go back into our body and into our gut. And in fact, what's so super neat about the Life 9 probiotic is this capsule that it's in is it how can I say it? It does not get digested in the stomach. It goes into the I can't think. Help me out, somebody. Into the gut. What am I trying to say?
Intestines?
Intestine. Yes, thank you. That's where this gets digested. So that's very important because that's where you want it to get digested at. That's where all the bacteria are at. You don't want it to break down in your stomach. That's not where the bacteria is at. The bacteria is in our gut lining. And so anyway, it's recommended to take it at nighttime, for it to be the very last thing to take at nighttime. So if you take MightyPro, you can take MightyPro about 30 minutes before bedtime. Make Life 9 be the very last thing you take, because Young Living was saying they don't want extra food to go on top of it. You just want the full effect of the Life 9 probiotics, of the probiotics going into the gut and into the intestine. So it is also
you already have all that, right? You got log on and everything?
to keep the probiotic, and I'm going to have y'all mute yourselves just for a little bit, and then we'll unmute. There we go. Thank you. So it is recommended. Let me see. All right. I muted Susan real quick, and then we will unmute y'all. It is recommended to have the probiotics in the fridge to be able to keep the bacteria alive in there. Now, I don't know, like we normally keep it out on the countertop. I think I just need to just keep it in the fridge to make sure it's fresh. It's fine whenever it comes to you from Young Living and it's not refrigerated, because there's a little seal that's on it. If you hear it like vacuum, like whenever you open it up, it'll make like a little pop, not a loud one. and it's vacuumed in there and it's perfectly fine. Whenever that seal is broken, we're supposed to put them in the fridge just for potency, but I don't know, we never do, just because then we forget, you know, that they are in the fridge. So we typically just keep them out on the countertop. That's what we've done for a few years. I think I'm gonna try putting them in the fridge. It's just a little extra step that I have to make sure, and everybody goes to get their probiotic. But I feel like I am a probiotic Nazi. And in fact, my kids will probably say that also, because I'm always like, did you take a probiotic? Did you take a probiotic? Like, I want to make sure that that good bacteria gets into their gut. So that's the Life 9 probiotic. And then let me talk about the kids one, and then we'll open it up to everybody. So the kids one is called Kid Sense MightyPro. This is 8 billion active live cultures, and this is a prebiotic and a probiotic. A prebiotic is food for the probiotic. And I love this one, actually. And adults can take it also. Kids can take it. And so what we're gonna, so with this one, it's like a pixie stick. So you open it up and you just pour it into the kid's mouth or into your own mouth. It, to me, it tastes like a pixie stick. It's got that sweet and that sweet and sour taste to it. And then Anais, I'm gonna mute you real quick.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And then afterwards we will unmute and talk. And so with this one, so it's like a powder. If the kids don't like it, you could put it in water or yogurt or something else, you know, if they don't like it. But most kids tend to like this one. It's a fruit punch flavor, and they get that from the Ningxia wolfberry. Remember how, and I don't have my bottle in front of me, but the Ningxia red is made of the Ningxia wolfberry. So they use the same thing for this. It is so good for you. And I know that y'all know my story already with Corbin. He is now 12. He was 8 years old at that time, and he almost had to get a tonsillectomy. We had the appointment, and I thought for sure we were gonna have to get the tonsillectomy. I was using all kinds of things on him, whatever was in my kit at that time. And now you don't have to get a kit, but back then you did have to get a starter kit, some kind of a starter kit. Anyway, the probiotic did not come in the starter kit, but I remember that being one of the things that I grabbed. One of my first things that I ordered was a probiotic, because I remember reading about how important a probiotic was. And so that I honestly think that that was one of the things that has kept him out of the doctor's office for almost 5 years. 5 years. And I'm not saying that we never get sick, because we do get sick, but we tend to bounce back faster, and the probiotic is gonna help. So any of these are good. Kids can take any of them. This is for ages 2 to 12 or something like that. Adults take it also. Kids can take this one. Our kids take all of these now because they can swallow pills, and our youngest is 10. So they typically don't take these anymore, but I do like these. So unmute yourselves and ask any questions, or if you've used any of these before. You know what, Pat, let's start with you. Have you used the probiotics before, Pat?
No, I have not.
Okay, awesome.
But I plan to, and I was just wondering, Shannon was telling me the other day that once you open them, they need to be refrigerated.
Correct.
What about the children's packages?
No, the children's packages, no, because they're in these individual packages. This comes with 30 of them, and these do not need to be refrigerated. It's just whenever like the air hits them, like they're just more fresh and more alive whenever they're in the fridge, the live bacteria. And like I said, I knew about that before, but it was like an extra step always. And whenever we did put them in the fridge, we would always forget. So I was like, you know, I would just keep them on the countertop for the kids is what I did. But I think now that the kids are a little bit older, they're a little bit more responsible. I think I will put them back in the fridge, but these do not need to be refrigerated.
Okay.
Yes, good, awesome. And then who else wants to go? Cindy, let's let you talk a little bit about probiotics. What's your experience with the probiotics?
I've used the probiotics and yeah, just kind of like you said, kind of comparing what's out there over the counter and how many billions, the numbers kind of, I would start comparing and yeah, there's really nothing comparable to what it has in that probiotic. And as well as you, Diane, I normally don't refrigerate, and sometimes I do, sometimes, but it's just more convenient for I have it on my counter, you know, to get it right before I go to bed. So, I mean, I like it and it works fine for me. I've also tried the kids one for the kids, my younger two, even though they're kind of over the 12 age, they still like it. The powder, the little like pixie. Actually, I even had bought some for my grandson, and he was like, it was like a pixie stick. He thought it was candy. So my grandkids have used it as well. It has a good taste to it, and the kids usually know at night, okay, that's what you take. Sometimes they forget, so I've got to remind them or give it to them to take. But I mean, they have no problem. They just like you said, they're individually wrapped, and so it's easy just to open it and just pour it on and just take it. And they never complained about it. They like it. They're fine. And sometimes I don't do it all the time, like maybe every other day. Just depends on what we have going on, but at least, you know, they're getting some type of probiotic, you know, certain days of the week.
Yes, yes. And something else that I forgot to mention, well, just like Cindy was saying, you don't have to take it every day. I am a probiotic Nazi around here. So I do try and make them take it every day, but I can tell if they don't because their face ends up breaking out, like especially Connor. He's 17, you know, he's driving, goes to Whataburger after basketball games, goes to wherever, eats junk. And so he notices whenever his face breaks out, he knows that it's because he ate junk. And then also he notices when he does not take his probiotic too. And it's funny because, you know, you can like shove this down their throat, but it has to be them. And he's finally at the point where he wants a clear complexion. So he takes the probiotics, or he takes these, and he lessens the junk food. And so anyway, so yes, Cindy, great job for saying that. And then also you reminded me also, if you're feeling sick, or, you know, if you've been exposed to someone that has been sick, you can do what's called a balm to your system, and you could take 5 or 6 of these at one time. You can do that. Don't do that all the time. But what that does is that puts the good bacteria back into your gut. That's what we need, good bacteria. When our gut is overrun by the bad bacteria, that's when our immune system dips. So our gut is responsible for all of that, for our immune system, our respiratory system. So good gut. And just like Cindy said, you could do it every other day if you wanted to. Betty,
If the balm is every other day?
No, not the balm. I mean, if you wanted to do like maybe 2 days worth of the balm, and then after that, go back to, you know, 1 a day. You can't overdose on this. You may have diarrhea from it, but you're not going to overdose on it. And yeah, maybe like 2 days in a row, if, you know, if you're really feeling sick, you really want to get healthy again, give yourself, you know, a handful of them, 5 or 6 of them, take them like that. You can do that. There's been times like the other night, our oldest was exposed to someone having COVID, I told him, I was like, take 2 or 3 of these. He said, okay. So I don't know. That's where we're at. His best friend came down with COVID and he was playing basketball, you know, at the game. And so it's like, oh my goodness gracious. And Connor was the one driving him around. And so I told Connor, I was like, okay, just give yourself a little balm. And he only took 2 or 3, so it's not very many. And then I had other supplements that I gave him too, which we're going to talk all about that too, because that was in your wellness kit too. Good question. Did that help to answer your question, Betty?
Yes, I don't think.
Good. Susan or Betty, while we're on you, do you have any experience with the probiotic? Have you taken it before this?
I had been taking it for a while, and then my gastro told me to stop taking all probiotics, not to take anything.
Really?
I do have a follow-up with him in a couple of months, so we'll see what he says then.
Whoa, why did he say to take you off of a probiotic?
I don't know.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, keep us informed on that. I'd like to hear what he recommends for that. Okay, so Susan, have you taken the probiotic before?
I have taken it, yes. And before I joined, I was taking Advocare products. And I took the probiotic every day. And it really seemed to help because I've always had the stomach issues and, you know, the gassy bloating, you know, diarrhea,
Yes.
emergency bathroom situation.
Yes.
So, yes, I have, and I used to take those. But so I take the Live 9, I take it once every 2 or 3 days. And I seem to get the same effects or better, as in not gassy and not, you know, not all of those things when I took the Advocare product every day. And I'm not trying to name names. It's just,
Yes.
it just fell out of my mouth. Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's awesome. What an awesome testimony.
So, and when my husband starts feeling, you know, like he's lactose intolerant, but it doesn't always work out that way, I'll give him one and he'll feel better the next day. So it's a good thing.
Oh, that's awesome. And you know what, Susan? So remember yesterday how I was talking about different enzymes and we were mostly talking about essential enzymes 4, but there's
Yes.
another enzyme that Young Living has. It's called allerzyme. And allerzyme is a great one for lactose intolerant people.
Oh,
That's why it was made. So,
okay.
yay. And
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. And they're real little. They're real little. And so yeah, have him take them whenever he eats. I mean, you can take them all the time, but especially if he, you know, has any kind of dairy stuff, it'll help. I promise you. It's
Okay,
called
thank you.
allerzyme. Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem. All right. So Tracy, do you have any questions so far?
No, not so far. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then Anais, do you have any questions so far?
Not so far.
Okay. Does your husband
Sorry.
have any questions?
No, he's actually asleep.
Oh, okay. I thought he was there with you. Okay, awesome, guys. I know that this is like fast and furious, but I just wanted to, like with the wellness box, I just want to be able to baby step. And I wish that, you know, I wish I would have known all this stuff years ago, guys. Oh my gosh, y'all don't understand how many doctor's appointments we've been to before all of this. So is there any other questions that y'all can think of, even if it's not related to the probiotic? Or any experience with the MightyPro from yesterday?
I just love MightyPro.
Yes,
That's all.
I do too. I do too. I don't like the taste of it. I'm still getting used to the taste of it, even after all these years. But I love the effects of it. Like I love my sleep. Oh my goodness gracious. So yes, I love that. And I didn't mention this yesterday, but Sleep Essence is another supplement that Young Living has that's for sleep. That one stinks. Okay, I'm just warning you. I am an open book. So I am going to tell it to you how it is. Anyway, that one is a stinky supplement. I don't have any in front of me to show you, but it is nothing but essential oils. And it's lavender, vetiver, valerian, rue oil, I think, like all these different essential oils that are great for sleeping. So that's another one also. Cindy, do you want to say something also?
Yeah, well, about the Immune Pro, yeah, of course, I took that one yesterday, and yeah, I slept fine. And I know you had mentioned about with the melatonin. And yeah, like I said, I just like slept, fine with the Immune Pro. And the Sleep Essence too, yeah, that's another good one. And I know that one is one of the ones, well, even the Immune Pro that kind of go out of stock all the time.
Yeah.
So now that we kind of know what products go when we're ordering several at a time just to keep on hand in case they go out of stock. But yeah, that Sleep Essence is a good one as well. And I mean, I try to stretch that one too, because you don't want to be taking it I don't anyway, all the time. Just when I feel like I really need a good night's sleep, the Sleep Essence is the one I take.
Yes. Yeah, those are real small. So they're really easy to swallow. And I don't know. And I've had several people say to just take one of those instead of two of them, because two will have the opposite effect. I don't know. I mean, that's just what some people have said. I've done one before, I've done two before, and it's put me to sleep. So I don't know. That's with the Sleep Essence.
Are those pills?
Those are little pills. They're little small pills that you swallow. You definitely don't want to chew those. So there was one time, they're kind of like gel capsules. And
Yeah, I would say they're like capsules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And they have essential oils in them, and they have melatonin in them, but they have less melatonin than the MightyPro does. But there was one time where go ahead.
I need something like strong because like my husband, like he works overnight, and when he has a hard time falling asleep, and for whatever reason when he comes in the mornings, he goes to sleep, and then for whatever reason he always wakes up like around noon.
Oh.
And then he has a hard time going back to sleep, and then of course he has to go pick up the kids and things like that.
Yes.
So I've been trying melatonin all kinds, and they don't work.
So what about, did he try the MightyPro from your wellness kit or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I don't know.
Cindy, that's on day 2 though. Those pills that you have for day 2, those are the MightyPros.
Yes.
Oh,
okay. And actually I have some of the Sleep Essence, so if you want to try them out, I can get those to you to try, or have him try them out. And
That's
see
one of
which
my
one works,
concerns, 'cause
which one works best for him, because like everybody's different. I mean, I never kind of really thought of the MightyPro, but for sleep, I was more of immunity. But to me, I feel the Sleep Essence, I get more out of that. And I know I want my son as well, because I know he has a hard trouble. He would wake up with sleeping, and he hardly takes the MightyPro. So I know the Sleep Essence to him worked better as well. But like I said, I can give you samples you can try and see if it works. And
Yeah, that's fine.
Diane, I was going to tell you, have you had anybody who's taken the MightyPro and the Sleep Essence at the same time?
I don't know of anybody that has taken both.
Okay, I wasn't sure, just curious.
Yeah, that's a good question though. No, I haven't heard of that. I think April Meir, our diamond leader, who's been doing Young Living for like over 14 years, her preference is MightyPro. But just like Cindy said, each person's different. So you have to find out what works for you. And I forgot to put this in the email, but y'all can write this down if you want to. There's 2 different oils that there's another Young Living leader that she like pretty much swears by these 2 oils for putting her kids to sleep, putting her to sleep. So it's peace and calming and cedarwood. And cedarwood to me stinks like cat pee, like that. But when you combine it with peace and calming, and what she does is she'll put both of those in the diffuser, like maybe 4 drops of each of them, cedarwood and peace and calming, and her kids conk out. So I have a testimony about that. I had made one of my brand new members, she said she was having problems sleeping. And that's something else, ladies, whenever you get something from Cindy, then you're also in our Young Living family. And so I will be giving you a welcome gift, and I love to tailor that welcome gift to what you need. So one of my brand new Young Living members, I asked her, I said, what is it that you need help, support with? So she said, stress, sleep, and allergies. So I had made her something for all 3 of those. And the sleep, I made her a roller bottle, and it had peace and calming in it, and it had cedarwood in it, and the rest was with jojoba oil. And she said, oh my gosh, she said she slept. And so anyway, so that's also something else too to keep in mind. And just like Cindy said, we're all different, and we all just got to find what works for us and go from there. Like for us, MightyPro works like a charm. But for some people, it may not be their go-to. And for me also, a drop of lavender works for me. I love lavender at night. I just put a drop in my hands. I rub my hands together like this. I breathe it in. It's very strong, 1 drop. I put the rest like on my neck. I'll put it on my forearms, anywhere where I have thin skin. I put the rest on my pillow. That 1 drop goes so far, and my husband smells it, I smell it, and that's what I do. And so Betty's asking how many drops of each. So if you use a regular 10 ml roller bottle, I know that this sounds like a lot, but I would probably do at least 15 or 20 drops of each one. I had made my brand new member a little mini one. And the mini one is a 1 ml, but I put 2 drops of each of those oils in there. So if you think of it, if that's a 1 ml and this is a 10 ml, so it would really be about 20 drops of each of those. It's a lot of oil, so you don't have to do that. Even 10 drops would be fine.
What about the diffuser?
Yes, in the diffuser, if it's a small bedroom, I would probably do about 4 drops of each one. That's what I would do. Yes, that's an excellent combination. And cedarwood will produce natural melatonin in your body. I have read that before in different research books. So I don't know. And peace and calming is just a great oil that just helps to relax the mind. I've seen crying babies that where the mom would put the peace and calming like this just to let them smell it. They were crying, and then stopped. And it's like, wow. So peace and calming and cedarwood. And there's 2 different kinds of peace and calming. The original one is fine. There's 2 different peace and calmings, and then there's another oil that's called Valor, that there's 2 different types of those too. The reason being is because there was a plant in there that's not a rare plant, but kind of rare, and wasn't producing. And so they ended up not making that version. So they made a different version with just slightly different oils. but it doesn't matter which version you use for peace and calming. Both are great. But I think the one that the leader that I was talking about, I'm pretty sure she just uses the regular one, peace and calming. So that's something else also. And every time I find new tricks, then I pass that along. And for everybody that's in my Young Living family, I also recently sent y'all, let me see if I can find them, roller bottle recipes. There was ones for kids, for babies, and adults. And it has on there, let me see if I can find it. Well, this is kind of it, but I already like cut out some of them to make them. But there's recipes on here for sleep, for menstrual support, for itching, for headaches, for burn, for dry cough, for tummy, for sore muscles, breathing, fever, all kinds of stuff, guys. I've used the baby ones for baby shower gifts, and it's so easy. I just print these on like a sticker label paper, and then I cut them out, and then I can attach them onto a roller bottle, and it'll say exactly like the directions, like how to use it, where to roll it at. And so anyway, so once, like this is for everybody in my Young Living family. So just keep that in mind also, because we sure do love our roller bottles. It makes it easy to just take these with you on the go, keep them in your purse, whatever.
Not only that, Diane, it just like stretches the oils longer.
It does. It does. Makes them go a lot longer. Yes, you're
Where do
right.
we find that, Diane?
That one, I emailed it to y'all probably what, about a month ago. I can resend it to you, Betty. That way you have it. So I'll resend that to you. That way you have it. What other questions do y'all have? All right. No questions. We did good, huh? I'm so proud of y'all for sharing. Thank y'all so much for sharing and letting everybody else know your experiences with, especially with the probiotics, if you've used them before, because that to me is something that really helps our gut to stay healthy. And so anyway, the probiotic. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to let y'all have your Friday nights. Oh, can you share your Facebook page, please? Yes, I can. Can I do that on here? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Uh-oh. Hold on. Are y'all still here?
Yes, we're here, Diane.
Okay. Hold on. I can't see y'all, but let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can share it on the link. Okay, here it is. Let me copy and paste it. Copy and, okay, there y'all are. And paste. Okay, there is a Facebook group. And once you, you're welcome, Anais. And once you get in there, then I'll approve it. And anybody is invited to this. And I used to have this just for my Young Living family, but then I opened it up to everybody because I felt that we can serve more people this way and help more people. But once a person buys something from, using Cindy's number, then you're also going to be invited to our leader, April Meir, to her Facebook page, and hers is fantastic. She has thousands of people in there and just so much information. And hers is just for members on our team. So yay, awesome. So you can share this one with anybody you want to. All right, great questions. Any other questions y'all can think of? All right, so tomorrow we're going to be doing the immunity roller bottle. Yay, you can start using it if you want, guys. You can put it on your feet. You can roll it up and down your spine. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But Yes, that's going to be helping boost our immune systems is what that is. So anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow night at 7. If y'all have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. All right, guys, y'all have a great Friday night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
You do the same.
All right,
Good
bye,
night.
guys.
Bye. Bye.